Hello. Sukkot is the Jewish harvest festival, the last of the three biblical pilgrimage festivals, the other two being Passover and Shavuot. The three commandments related to Sukkot can be found in the Bible, in the books of Leviticus and Deuteronomy. Let us briefly review them together, then study the third at some length. The first commandment is, "You will dwell in booths," in Hebrew Sukkot, for 7 days. The first and eighth days are Sabbaths and holy gatherings during which you will do no labor. Now, outside the land of Israel, an extra day is added. The first 2 and the last 2 days are holidays. But people may work in the intermediate 4 days. There are stringent specifications on building a sukkah, a booth. Some people even sleep in the sukkah. The holiday is followed by Simchat Torah, a day when Jews sing and dance with Torah scrolls and begin the annual reading of the Torah. Quote, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." Unquote. The second commandment is, "You will wave the 4 species, the fruit of the beautiful citron tree, branches of palm trees, the branch of the braided myrtle tree, and willows of the brook." Why these specific 4 species? The Midrash says that they represent 4 types of people. The lulav, or palm tree branch, has taste but no smell, and represents those who are scholarly but do not perform good deeds. The hadas, or myrtle, has no taste but smells good, and represents those who are not scholarly, but perform good deeds. The arava, or willow, has neither taste nor smell, and represents those who are neither scholarly nor perform good deeds. The etrog, or citron, both taste good and smells good, and represents those who are both scholarly and perform good deeds. All 4 species must be held together tightly, then waved, to represent the unity of the Jewish people. Everyone belongs in the sukkah. No one must be left out. There is also a strong tradition of inviting guests in the sukkah, ushpizin in Hebrew. The third commandment is, "And you shall rejoice." V'samachta b'chagecha. You shall rejoice in your holiday. Not only that, but the Torah adds, "V'ha'ita ach sameach." You shall only rejoice. So this seems to say that if you do anything other than rejoicing, God will punish you. Indeed, another name for Sukkot is Zeman Simchatenu, the time of our rejoicing. This is the easiest and the hardest commandment. How can you be commanded to rejoice? How can you command an emotion? How can we be commanded to follow the rites? We can be commanded to follow the rites and go through the motions, but what if we can't feel the inner joy we're supposed to feel? Let's turn to the Talmud for enlightenment. In Tractate Pesachim, it says, quote, "A man has the duty to make his children and his household rejoice on a festival. With what does he make them rejoice? With what is suitable for each one of them." Unquote. So, you rejoice with what makes you rejoice. It's different for every person. Our sages had the saying, "En simcha ella bebasar veyayin." There is no rejoicing except with meat and wine. This is probably true for most people, but it is only a custom. I am personally not a fan of meat or wine. I will have them on special days as custom requires, but I happen to rejoice mostly with fancy cheeses and sparkling fruit juices. Note that the Talmud goes beyond the Torah. The Torah merely says that you must rejoice. But the Talmud says that in addition to that, you must make others rejoice around you as well. That extra duty may actually make it easier for you to rejoice. Sometimes the road to your own happiness passes through other people's happiness. Also, the Torah clearly says that you do not rejoice alone. It says, quote, "You shall rejoice in your festival with your son and your daughter, and your manservant and your maidservant, and the Levite and the stranger, and the orphan and the widow who are inside your gates." Unquote. I note that the list does not include your spouse, but let it pass. So, you rejoice with your entire community. Companionship is a key element of rejoicing. Another key element of rejoicing is that it must be something that you not only like, but don't do very often. The Talmud reports in Tractate Shabbat that some people asked a prominent rabbi, "We are rich, so we have meat and wine every day. How shall we mark the holidays?" The rabbi said, "Do something different on the holidays. Different foods, different times, different clothes, different surroundings, etc." There is another Talmudic principle when it comes to rejoicing. En me'arvin simcha besimcha. Do not mix rejoicing and rejoicing. That is, you should not enjoy two different things at the same time. For example, the Talmud in Tractate Hagiga tells us that weddings may not take place on Shabbat or the festivals, quote, because it is said in the Torah, "And you shall rejoice in your holiday," but not in your wife, unquote. While we're on the subject, Judaism seems to be definitely against many forms of mixing. We can't mix two different kinds of celebration. We can't mix milk and meat in our food. We can't mix wool and linen in our clothing. We can't sow a field with two different kinds of seeds. We can't plow with two animals of different species. We can't mix the holy and the secular in our activities. Each activity must be experienced exclusively and not shared with another activity. It's probably a bad idea to eat a good meal while watching a movie on TV, but snacking should be okay. In the same vein, it's best to avoid two-track relationships. Another reason is that if something goes wrong with one activity, it does not spoil the other activity. So let's summarize. How can you rejoice on a holiday when you don't feel like rejoicing? Our sages gave us 6 ways. First, go through the motions required by the holiday. Second, think of something special you can get for yourself. Third, do something different. Fourth, surround yourself with family, friends, and community. Fifth, considering your duty to make sure they rejoice. Sixth, try to focus on only one source of rejoicing at a time. Hag Sameach. Let us rejoice.